Yes,
All right,
please.
here we go. Episode 18 of Into the Cubieverse, and we are live.
The Cubieverse is a GPS-based game where you walk to get keys, use keys to open trivia vaults, answer trivia questions to get rewards, and use those rewards to enhance your in-game experience or convert them to real-life rewards. Thank you for joining us tonight, and get ready as we take you into the Cubieverse.
All right,
Hey,
everybody.
Lionheart, how's the week?
Yeah, hey everyone. Week in the Cubieverse. Had a pretty exciting week the week before, but not so much this week. It's been crazy busy with work. It's a new month, so I'm not trying to hammer out any adventure road or anything. So yeah, just hitting a couple greens. I do have a buddy quest coming up with Chief. I think we might do it after the show, but apart from that, no, the month is wide open. So maybe I'll have
Yeah.
something solid for you guys next week. How about yourself, Magic Dragon?
First of all, what do you think of the trivia questions?
It's not my month. I'm not big into sports. The general knowledge has gotten a lot better because it's not those crazy who's who questions
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
So yeah, I it's just not my month. I've been
Okay.
getting a couple wrong questions for sure. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. How about
Yeah,
Okay.
yourself?
I hear ya. I'm not loving all the categories this month. A lot of categories I'm weak on. Um,
Uh,
but there is that new category, LGBTQ or so, which I have yet to try, but I do recall um, last year, I think it's a repeat from last year, that it wasn't too bad once I got rolling on some of those questions.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, the categories are not too bad for me. I don't mind. I really miss math, but it's the wordplay back, so that's really good. The week's been decent, hit by just regular vaults again. Actually, a couple trips into London, so I got a few more vaults this week than I would normally get. Another great buddy quest again, uh, but just slow and steady, right? This is the beginning of the month, nothing too exciting at the moment. How about you, Atrocities? Your week?
Um, so this week was not too bad. I think I finished up um, decent for the locals. I think not that we've gotten our boxes yet for last month, but I'm expecting
No.
to get a local box for um, Scottsdale, Arizona, being down there, as well as for
Oh,
being back here in Ontario. Not expecting any global or country boxes this month, but you never know someday. Was able to get my watermelon QB up to level 9, which was good. I was very happy with that. And then I've been on fire with my RNG on trade shacks. I have been,
oh yeah.
I think I hit about 4 or 5 times this past week since I got back. So really happy
Oh wow.
with the results of my trade shacks. Results. I finally got my one trade shack to pay me out 1,000 plumeria. It's been up for since like the beginning of the new year, and this is the first time I finally hit on my own trade shack. So that was super, super duper exciting.
Nice.
So for sure. So where'd you go? You turn off your camera?
I'm still here. I'm just trying to do something else in the background as well. I still hear you guys. I'm still a part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to see if I can get a screenshot of something that we need for later, perhaps.
Okay.
So keep going. I'm listening. I'm
Sounds
here.
good. All right. So yeah. So that was it. I think probably before we go into anything else, probably should discuss uh the patch issue. And the
Oh
fact that
yeah.
we're not getting any keys. Liner, how's that affected you at all? Or I guess if you're not getting me while going for walking
Yeah,
goals, it may not be a big notice to you at this point.
yeah,
But
it's the one thing I am doing is walking. I always try to hit my three goals. I didn't get out today. Today was grocery day. Um, but and I have been getting the keys for Walking Goal 1. I think I've been getting them for 3. I mean, I was at work on Saturday when everything kind of came out. I was watching all the chatter online, hearing that people weren't getting their quest boxes. So yeah, I guess with not walking today, I can't really comment too much. Is it affecting everyone exactly the same, or are some people getting their keys and some people aren't?
I think
What's going on with you
everyone's
guys?
different because I think I got a walking goal box for walking goal 3. Um, no, it was walking goal 6. Was it 6? I maybe 6. I think I got for 6 today, but that was the only walking goal I got where I got a box. And not got a box
Hmm.
elsewhere. And obviously, some people that are low on keys, this is impacting them because there's some chat in our local Discord in regards to people that started the month with like virtually no keys, and they're not getting
Hey.
any any coming in. So hopefully they
Huh.
get that. Hopefully they get that fixed because
Yeah,
that's kind of a big. Oh no.
I've been fine. It hasn't affected me. Liz has been missing out on half of her walking quest goals while mine were working. So, haha.
Hmm.
There's always a little rivalry with your wife, I find, right? So, we're quite often I get things that she doesn't, and she gets things that I usually don't. So it's nice for me to be on the plus side of one thing on something for once. I think I'm back.
Yeah, I see you back. Yep, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. And I sent you both something in Messenger. Hopefully you can check that on the side that maybe we could use for a screenshot later, which will let us do the thing that we want to do. If I copied the right things, great. If not, you know, we've
Yeah.
got
We'll
work.
we'll get to that later.
Yep,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Okay. Perfect.
All right. So,
Okay.
what we want to get
Oh,
into?
walking quest though, like, hey, plus side on the walking quest, besides the keys, I find the walking tracking consistently better. For me, at least, there was always times where Liz and I would be walking side by side with each other. We do a 5K walk. She would be almost an entire level ahead of me walking goal wise than I was. But now when we're walking, they're exactly the same. So that's a plus.
That is definitely a plus for
Oh,
sure.
and I forgot. I did my first sushi quest this week.
Oh, hey, that's
Yeah, got the blueprint and 100 chopsticks, and I'm 50 nigiri away from being able to print it. I had sold it all a while ago when when we were still getting keys for it, and it worked out well.
Mhm.
yeah. Well, I know. How do I say? I was always ahead of my wife with the walking goals, so that was not a big deal to me. But yeah, if if you're behind, it's all good. So
Yeah. So
for sure.
hopefully hers works equally now as well.
Hopefully, hopefully. Yeah. No, I do
Hey,
think it is
hold on a
better.
second, guys. I don't know if you guys are watching chat, but we got a illusion weaver in the house, and he's telling us to equip our willy hunters. I don't know if that's just a thing right now. I don't know what that means, but maybe we should get our willy hunters
Okay.
on.
Okay. So can we I'm gonna go do
Pause
it.
for a second.
Quit
Yeah.
my willies.
Yeah. If you guys lose me for 30 seconds, I'm listening to the
Yeah,
big
so
guy.
I guess we're all getting into the game right now. I don't know what this
Yeah.
is. Illusion Weaver might just be trolling us, or it could be something cool.
Maybe. I really want to hear him say the Willie QB.
Yeah, like
I love
live
his accent.
on Hunter's Lodge. Willie
Yeah.
QB.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I
All
I
right.
love his accent.
Oh, it
Probably
was
not
an
an
AR
accent to him,
quest.
but it is
Is
to me.
that what Rachel is? Oh, daily quest. Okay. I didn't know. I haven't been into the game just yet.
Oh,
Oh man.
Oh, it's
okay.
Either
just
way, I'm already here. I'm gonna get my Willie on
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, same here. Might as well.
3 trade checks, a listen item in the auction house, and equip a willy. So there you go.
Yeah. So I'm really happy with the daily tasks. I really look forward to them. I think
Yeah,
it's
they've
great
gotten
what they've done with them.
a lot better. Because now it's like
Yeah,
it's a challenge. Like if you got to level up 3 cubies or like 3 cubie
yeah,
levels, that's definitely hitting, a pizza shack, a sushi shack, doing a buddy quest. Maybe you're doing like 100 volts that day. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
uh,
it's definitely good. I'm liking the fact that they are there. They're easy to do. Um, they're not as onerous, some of them. Um,
yep,
the um, the tasks um, the about leveling your cubies are the ones that like getting 3 levels in a cube. I think that's hard. Uh,
yep,
that's probably the hardest one there is these days when that one pops up, unless you can
yeah.
prepare for it, right? Because you can prepare
Right.
for that by
Yeah.
staging cubies, but otherwise, it's good for sure.
One thing I really like about it is that knowing what the daily tasks are really encourages you to build the game in your area. Because when you need to get the white user vaults and the blue user vaults, if you don't have
Yes,
them in
Yeah,
the area, it encourages you to build them. It's like the
that's actually a
tasks
really good point.
yeah, the tasks are promoting the game and making it grow, and it's going to be. I'm really excited about it, the whole thing.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's funny you brought this up because I was actually thinking this the other day that we're not getting these hard, difficult tasks later in the game as people get going. Like they're popping them out now, where it is very hard to hit like 6 white user vaults or 4 or 3 blue user vaults in a single day, right? So then you're like, huh, yeah, I do need to build, and that's actually
Yeah,
like kind of popped up my strategy because. Admittedly, we've done shows on open street maps, but other than the show itself, I haven't really gone in there to do anything because Stratford's been pretty populated with tags. But then looking at those AR challenges, I'm like, you know what? I do need to populate my area with more
yeah,
white and blue user vaults. So I got onto OpenStreetMaps and started plugging in some bus stops, and I'm not sure if I did some parks or some stores, but like I actually realized just how empty my town is.
yeah.
So
Compared to
so
the
yeah,
scope of the game, right?
yeah, so yeah, great point to bring up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. All right, so let's jump into Scottsdale. Um,
Yes.
I know you guys weren't unfortunately weren't able to make this one. Hopefully we'll make the next one, but I got there and I'm gonna
Profit.
say it was a great event. I think everybody that was there really enjoyed it. In fact, the go was great. Met a lot of players, even put some faces to names. It was a hard time. The one thing I'd say it was a hard time trying to talk to everybody, meet everybody, because there was definitely some players that I wanted to talk to more, but I couldn't or whatnot. But that was good. Everyone was like super friendly for the most part and into it and really good talking about it and just into the event that there was there for sure. So and then I don't know if you guys ever jumped into the chat that was on the Discord, but there's lots of messages going through there and people were generally just happy talking about it. And so throwing out a lot of jokes and stuff like that. So that was really cool. So for sure. So let me see here. I'm going to display a screen. There we go. That's coming up. I don't know if you guys can. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see it per se. Um, in our Discord chat here at all or not, but I will describe it and then go through it. And you guys ask me any questions um, that may come up as we talk. So, um, so first things first. Um, when we arrived when we flew in uh, to Phoenix, I turned on the game, and right away, this little message pops up that says, "Hey, local meeting kiosk has been created in your area, right? And click on it for more information." So that was there like right away, so you knew you were in the right spot. Nice, nice, whatever. Um, and then the next thing we got here was um, you could click on it into it, and then it tells you, the meeting information, where it's starting, the entry costs, and you got to sign me up. And we arrived, there's 8 hunters there already that had signed up. So we clicked on the sign up button, of course. In this case, what was interesting was the fact that um, the end date was pushed out to June 1st, um, which was just yesterday, which is not something that we
Yeah.
knew of ahead of time, and would have probably changed my travel plans if I'd known that, where I might have shown up a little different, like earlier, if that was the case, right? Or
Hey,
sorry,
just a
Right.
quick question, like about the kiosk. Was there a ping, like a sonar ping to find it if it wasn't on your map?
yeah. So when we got there, um, drove to our Airbnb, which was in the Scottsdale area, and there was it was a blue sonar ping, just like you would find for a Buddy Quest or whatnot. Um,
Okay.
Yeah.
that was happening.
I like that they
So,
chose that color because you are meeting all your buddies there.
right. So it was blue. I don't think I took a screenshot of that, unfortunately. Um,
Okay.
but it was a good, like it was, it was a good, it was very easy to find it, right? So like the first night we were able to find it, we drove past it, got our Airbnb, got set up. And the one thing I noticed right away, like even with the first 800s attending here, was the level of cubies that were being worn were like either like, I want to say, like super rare cubies, hard to get cubies, right? Like you knew that I would say the level of competition for this event was you're going to meet some major major players here, right? So
Right.
like that first, like looking at here, we got a witch, we got the sushi master chef, we got uh, the ghost Laura, we got Aries, we got the cool chill QB, we got um,
Like you got the
Dorj,
Necro
Dorj, we
show.
got the Necro, we got Illusion Weaver in the
What's
Vegas
that? The high
QB,
stakes
high
in
roller, I
Vegas.
think high roller QB from that. So
Right.
the levels there. So um, I put on one, and then I was like, yeah, and everybody else was putting on a higher level QB as well, right? And so we showed up the first night. It's shown here. Yeah, the little events event icon shows up on your screen, and then the kiosk is there, and it's fairly populated around there with blues and whites and whatnot, which was neat. That you could that they put in a lot of them like super duper close, which is great. Um, and then, this next screen here I'm showing you, it was our day to convert Cubicoin into Crystal Keys. And we went there and went to do that. We got this message that basically said, it actually didn't say anything. It was just a blank screen with press on it and it wouldn't let us convert. So
Mhm.
that was kind of disappointing. So, um, obviously, the price of it was 2,500 crystal keys, so which we had. But if someone's going there expecting to get convert or whatnot ahead of time, or when they get there would need to convert, that and they're out of country, that might be a problem for them in the future. So in
Hmm.
the future, make sure you've got that lined up. Um, and then, so the first day we're there, the event wasn't there, so we went around, we checked out all the QB cranes. We were hoping they would be actual yellow vaults, but they were QB cranes in the area. So the first one was down by the baseball stadium where the Diamondbacks play, easy to get to, and it had 42 pucks filled when we got there, or so.
Right.
We threw a few in, um, but it. I know it was. I wasn't going for a building goal. So I just, I contributed a few, but I know other people were there, probably want to throw in a lot more because they were going for builders for the month because that was away. So then we checked out the other one, which was at this really cool um, reserve for cactus reserve and stuff. Checked out that one, also Kiwi crane, and it had even less 31 pucks in it. So coming up a little short on that end. So
Hmm.
it was better. But I think by the end of it, people had them filled, and
Oh,
went
wow.
into the week of construction. I would have put more in if I was going to be there long enough for the QB crane to complete, but it wasn't, right? So um,
Yeah.
it is what it is. So then, next screen here, I got local meetup in your area has been started. So this popped up basically once the event went live, and we could check in. What happened was, I think it was 11 o'clock. The event per se started with the go live time of being at 12. But I want to say most people were there by like quarter to 11. Um, and then we're able to kind of sign in at this point. Um, and people were meeting, talking, and whatnot, and getting pictures taken. But then, um, fortunately, what they did at that point is Illusion Weaver was actually able to move up the start time from 12 o'clock to around like 11:30 or so, because otherwise
Hmm.
people would have just sitting around waiting for
Right.
the waiting
Mhm.
for it. So it was nice to see that, on the fly there to make the move to make that kind of change happen, right?
Yeah.
And then at that point in time, there were like 34 hunters were there, pretty much for the start of the kickoff for the event. So that was awesome. Kind of whatever. There were some pictures that were taken. So then let me switch over to my first video. So here we go. So first video, I go to start up the Cubieverse, and bam, what do I get? I get a thumb quest. So there we go. Get my thumb quest going. Take my picture. All right. I think I got a ton of resin through all the thumb quests I did while I was here. So at this point, now that this is the point where you actually commit your crystal keys. Um, got all, as I said, look at all those high level cubies in, check in, throw in my crystal keys, and we're off to the races. And of course, spin the wheel, resin, and I get 50,000, the lowest you could get, right? Like, great, starting off well here, but that's okay. It was fun.
Yeah. That's part of the game, right?
That's part of the game. So that's our first video. So then, okay, so now we're here, we're all checked in. Meetup ends 14 days, which was good. You can see um, off there, just over there, you see that little Quentin, who is the explorer guy. So, of course, right away there was a blue vault, so I throw the blue vault in and get me an automotive question. I'm loving my automotive questions. So, you know, DZ the Berg saying he also got 50,000 resin. So, yeah,
Ah,
boom. And then, hey, there's watermelons, right? And the funny thing here at
right.
this point is like, I don't know, I should be excited that I got watermelon slices. So, figure that later on, but watermelon
Yeah. Yeah.
slices. So, of course, we walk over to the first Quentin. And I do like the Quintons. I like how I like them. Hopefully, Quentin becomes an actual QB in there. And so he pops
Oh,
up,
that'd be
says,
cool. Yeah.
"You found, you, you found Quentin. Throw in your costume blue key." And then, of course, this first one goes through. Observe the clock because we're right there at the clock. According to the clock, how many? And it stopped scrolling there, which was a bit of a boo boo, which they got fixed super quick. But we're able to read the question, read the plaque, and looking for a number. Um, and I liked it, but what I really did like about this is it was a type answer here. So I'm not like I've got four options. I've got to like
Right.
actually figure out where it is. Um, and and as we're going through here, it's you're wondering like, do I need does capitalization matter? No, capitalization didn't matter, um, as it turns out. But in the case if you spelled out the number, that was not correct. So we learned that. So here we go. We finally get to it. Hey, 4, give me my answer, and yeah, I'm right. So hey, thanks, Quentin. Comes in, and here we go. So we've got 7 on the wheel, spin, and oh look, I'm off to the races. I got two booby prizes to start. Right, 500 wires. So I did like the fact that that extra spot was tied to had like a connection the to where you're at. That felt real and felt right, but just getting that what it is, was whatever. So, anyways, so boom, the boxes they look cool. I did like the box, and all right, 10 apples. So, and that was a common one. So we whipped around, and from here was looking around at what's going on, what's the best way to get to where we need to go, and uh, and then I'm seeing people in the comments here. I mean, people got the epic on their first Quentin. So yeah. So anyways, so okay. So then from there, we rushed over. Actually, yeah, we went over and we did a restaurant quest where it's similar to the sushi quest where throw the throw your key in, start the quest. We were outside when we first started, looking around, and I think I was able to grab another vault from here, which was kind of nice. And then we went in, sat down, um, and did it. And this was around the time I realized, hey, wait a second, I don't really want to love the QB I'm wearing. Oh, I got my Apple Blueprint pretty quick too, so that was that was good. But I was still like 10 volts into it or so, which was
Right.
kind of you're starting to get a little concerned, like where's my vault? Um, but I felt it was whatever. Anyways, there's a blueprint, 500 apples. So it's like, okay, doing the math, I need 50 white volts in order to print. So, okay. So just going back over here to this. So as I said, you know, nice art on the vault. And I do say I like the event art. Um, doesn't matter which ones, just getting different colored boxes. Always nice to change and move it up. So for sure. Um, there's another just view. The apple comes up. The apple looks really, the art apple is really good looking, crisp or so. I don't know if they're going to call those different types of apples in the future, but it's a good looking red apple. And then here was a fruit festival. When you clicked on the one thing, all the rules, which we pretty much knew ahead of time from discussing them, but it was nice that they have them in there. And then you could see from the uh, the starting point, the other Quintons down there off off the edge. So it's kind of started you on a Quentin path where there's the restaurant. There's a first restaurant real close where I got the one. See, there's another restaurant over this way, so you kind of knew where to go. And every time you got a Quentin, the Quintons disappeared from the map. So that was that was I don't know. I almost would have liked the Quintons on there to respawn and do them again, but I understand why they were dropping off. You could keep redoing the restaurants. So that was that. So okay. So then from there,
And then mic back on.
we
Sorry.
Yeah, we're still here lurking in the back, even though you can't see us.
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, so we did the meal in 20 minutes. That was fine. At the end of the time, counts down just like a sushi or pizza quest. Claim my rewards.
Yeah, I'm assuming with the restaurant quest, it's the same with the sushi and pizza lady. You have to stay in the same area. It's not like you can start
Exactly.
the quest, go run around, do more vaults, build up your
No,
resources.
you
Okay.
can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, no, you got to stay there. What we end up doing to save the battery life is we would turn them off, and
Right.
then kind of know where it is and turn it back on to
Yeah.
keep the batteries.
Okay.
So I need
You
to ask a few more questions about the restaurants. Like, could you only hit one restaurant a day, or what was like the cooldown timer on that?
so there were 5 restaurants, and you could hit each of them once a day. They reset at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Because that and 5 a.m. was the reset time. So just like it's eight
Right.
o'clock here now, it's 5 a.m. there or 5 p.m. But you can
Yeah.
do the restaurants. There are 5 restaurants, so that was the one option that you could keep redoing um,
Hmm.
Okay.
to get your stuff. And if we go back here on my spin, um, once again, 7 squares. If you got once you got the blueprint, it gets replaced by 100,000 resin. And these ones here are giving out peaches and the fireflies, and this is the only place you get the fireflies for
Okay.
the most part. You could get
Is
peaches
in the
from both.
wheels then. Or sorry,
Yeah,
where'd you get the fires? Okay.
yeah, from that. The peaches you could get in the blue vaults, but the fireflies were the wheel spin. So, you could get unlucky and not necessarily get enough fireflies.
Wow.
I
Right.
Hmm.
did hear of one player who was super unlucky in regards to
Oh,
getting the blueprint and got the blueprint on his last restaurant that in the morning before he flew out, he's heading off to the airport after that and got it basically on his final spin. So um, and that was cut after doing like everything, right? So it is possible that you to get bad RNG and not have gotten the blueprint, but
Dude.
that was the most close cutting I had heard on that case. So all right, and then here's the Quentin with the scrolling um, text. Everything's working fine here. In this case here, it's like, hey, can you spot a famous name? So where we driven to this, we parked, we looked around, and very famous painters nearby. And I'm looking around, and there's an art gallery, right? So it's got to be this art gallery. So looking around, and I say, oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, right. You had to type your answer.
Yeah. So I'm making sure I get my spelling correct. Gilbert Ortega, he's a famous painter, right? Nope, he's not. And like, okay, well maybe it's my capitals, right? So try capitalization. Nope, not Gilbert Ortega. Walk around the corner and there is a sign that says Pablo Picasso. It's like,
Oh,
well, I guess we started on the wrong corner. So,
yeah.
I was looking the wrong way. But hey, it was cool, right? It was cool.
Yeah.
I finally got it. So here's my spin, and 50, 50. So in this case, you're getting 50 fireflies from the Quintons, but you're getting 100 from the restaurants. Um, so which is noticeable. And there was something on there. And if we go back right at this time, I'm like, damn. Like there goes my first print options because I'm nowhere near it at this point because Gaia has obviously been out hunting the rest of us. So that's where I was when that message flashed up. So now at some point here, I realized I got to change my QB to one that I want to get some leveling on. Get another wheel spin and peaches. Not getting any, not getting any love here.
Oh,
But once again, you can kind of see there's some Quintons where we were, restaurant. There's a Quinton over here. Here is the closest print shop to the starting point, which is fairly far off. I would have thought that the starting point would have had a a print shop either attached to that starting point or super close by because um, of the need for it and people not being familiar with the area. But fortunately, there was one down here that we were able to find. And then as I get in here, so hopefully the next time they will do this. They will do that. So got another one here. Another Quentin. Everything's scrolling. This canal gets water from the Salt River and which other river? Now I've done some research on the history of the area, so um, we're able to figure this one out quite quickly. But definitely different types of trivia, that we're not used to with this sort of wide open sort of stuff. So I did like the feel of it.
I would imagine that was kind of planned to throw a kink into any hunters that have regular trivia memorized.
Oh, for sure, especially for these items, really cool. And you can see in this one, you can actually get a blue. You could have gotten a blue water heart, right? So, um, and I would have been happy to have gotten that blue water heart as opposed to the 500 wires I got on mine. So, um, but anyways, so we got another Quentin over here, kind of a decent trail. I am going to fast forward this a bit. I was checking in at this point. So we had at this point, which is probably an hour into it, we had 44 hunters or so that actually started going at that point.
You're wearing your pumpkin at this point. Was that a fruit requirement?
No, I was trying to level my pumpkin, so as opposed to like my uh, Sagittarius cube I was wearing. So at some point, because I'm actually hunting, I switched on my pumpkin on. So
right.
Okay.
um,
Okay.
because I'm like,
Always playing the game, right?
I always well, hey, at some point we were styling, trying to look cool, and then uh, but then I was like, wait a second, I'm leveling. I need to put the points where I need to be.
I'm leveling a black cat right now.
Very nice. And
Working
each
on
one of
a
each quint I think gave us, you completed gave you 10 explorer points,
Oh,
and 10, yeah, I think 10 explorer points I think it gave you. So it was whatever. So once again,
Now, does it pop up until you get explorer points, or is that just something you
no,
track?
they had said that in there, uh, in the initial kickoff.
Mhm. It's almost
Um,
something I'd like to see come up in the rewards screen. Get your resin, get your QB coins, get your
absolutely.
paint, and then see what experience or builder points. Well, I guess you wouldn't get builder points for answering a fault, but
No,
explorer points.
no. But here's where I finally got um, my epic blueprint, which was um, it was feeling like everyone else had gotten one by this point. But the reality was there was still lots to go, but and there were definitely people worse off than I was. So, all right. So that was cool. So now here we are. We're moving on to the night event, the bar crawl, and you can see all these pubs have just populated this area. So we'd gone through this area during the day with the Quintons and all that other stuff, and then at night, these the pubs populated onto the map. So they hadn't been there before that. And if we can scroll around, um, so scroll back, you can see right there the starting point is um, at the top of the map, and then you can see where we did the first. We had the first restaurant we got to, and now in here is the pub, and the pub looks cool too, right? So hopefully we'll be able to populate some of those and build those in our local towns at some point, because they were good. And then here we are. We throw. This was the only one I recorded, but this is so. Here's my trivia run. Um, and we'll see if you guys see if we can answer something. So we got like um, obviously it's based upon how fast you answer the questions and how far you get. So, and I think as someone said when they first announced this, the more later we went in the pub night, the more difficult the questions got. So even though I'm starting to see them again, the good thing was though is like people were helping each other there. So it was kind of like a combination of, hey, I want to watch your questions so I get advantage of knowing what the questions were, but people were also like helping them with everybody else with the answers, right? So it was a win-win. It was a very positive sort of event this way. I thought um, I learned some stuff. I had prepared for um, this, thinking that was going to be trivia about Scottsdale and Arizona and Phoenix and whatnot. So um, I can tell you a lot about those topics, uh, but these beer pub questions were not really what I was expecting, right? So uh,
Right.
we shall see.
Well, I
And
guess
then,
that's a good strategy for the next event. Just bring someone who's good at everything.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't necessarily like, and you'll notice on here, is at the bottom, there's an option that says forfeit this run. And it's like, why would I forfeit this run? But I almost hit it a couple times because they're like, to move on at the bottom, there's some questions you need to answer, like moving on. And then the next one comes up in that space that's like forfeit this run, where if you weren't paying attention, you could go just hammering through that to get to the next questions. So watch
Hmm.
this.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so right here, okay, I gotta press OK at the bottom, and then it's like forfeit the attempt at the bottom. Like, what the hell? Anyways,
Yeah, I definitely. I think there's a few other things that could definitely be moved around. So that if we just think about where we're pushing buttons and how we play, be making a better experience for players. Because like even like with like switching between hunter mode and chill mode, like just going into the settings every time to do it, it'd be great to have it on the heads up display. And for like what you're saying right there, having a cancel button in the same position as an OK button, maybe move it to the top of the screen or somewhere where you're not pushing your finger each time.
yeah, right, like stuff like that. And that's a good
Yeah.
point about the chill mode versus hunter mode. Um,
Yeah.
I totally agree. I'd love to have it on the heads up display, or even
Yeah.
from a settings perspective. Um, if I just set and say like, hey, I want whites to be chill and I want blues to be hunter mode, and I want greens to be hunter mode, that would be a cool
Mhm.
option, which would
Like a
eliminate.
little plug-in or a mod to your gameplay.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah,
I'm hoping they would just build that in as opposed to needing a mod, but
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking old Counter-Strike days,
right?
but yeah, even like the builder icon, I think they could maybe swap those positions. Like, because I think people use hunter and chill mode more frequently than build. Because well, maybe it's just me. Like, I don't go into build
Yeah,
that
no,
often.
yeah,
Because
I
I
would love
build
that. With
mode in
one
the deck.
single push button, that'd be great.
yeah, and I agree because I mean the number of times I hit build mode by accident and I
Yep.
Mm.
go into
Oh,
build
and the
mode
loading screen to it.
and you got the
Yeah,
loading screen and then you got to load back
yeah.
and it's like oh yeah
Yeah. Like when we
yeah
had that stint where we couldn't get the heads up display to go down, because I usually like I do what I need to in the HUD and then I hide it. And there was that stint for a couple of weeks where every time you answered a vault, it would just pop up your heads up display again, and I was hitting builder mode like crazy.
yeah yeah no exactly. So all right, I'm running through this same video again. It just there while we're talking. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, sure.
but so you could do and so you could do this at every pub you went to. So you'd show up, you'd throw your key in, and it'd be a 20-minute countdown before you could start answering the questions. And then after
Okay.
20 minutes, you could move on and do the next pub. Um, I say at the first one or two, we took a little bit too much time. So by the end, in order to do the fifth one, we were like rushing to get back to the final
Right.
one, where we ended up taking an Uber to get to the final location in time. And then by that we're cutting it down. We had like a minute or two to spare. Some people did, and I know some people on their final run it hit midnight and it cut it right then and there. And
Wow.
they uh, they didn't get to complete their final run, so that did make an impact. I think on some
Okay,
players.
that's good. No, so it's definitely a hard deadline, like time limit. So that's good to
It
know.
it was not like hey you started this and whatever, and like in
Right.
fact it was pretty cool. Like we got in his Ubers and a Posey 2 who ended up winning it was hopped into the car still competing his pub crawl questions. I was in the car uh, work finalizing his run while we were driving to the next one, and that was the
Oh,
one I think that put him in the first place. So,
Yeah.
geez.
which is kind of cool that we're in the car when he got the
Yeah.
win. And so it
That is.
felt like we all won. And mind you, he was a cool guy. I'd never really met him before, but he rocked that. He had a background in that, and he was helping people with answering tons of questions. It was like big shout out to him for that effort. So I really appreciate that.
Right on.
So
Yeah, it's always great having someone like that on scene who's just pumping everyone up, raising the morale, helping everyone do well. So
You
that's
think
great.
that was Meinl?
sorry, what?
The shout out was to Meinl?
No, it was the
No, no,
Posey two.
Posey.
He Posey two. He
Pardon?
won he won the challenge. So he's got
No, is that who you just? Oh, Meinl. So you just actually said something nice about him?
Oh no, I don't know where Milo was coming from. I think it was a Posey too
a Posey
that I
two.
was
Oh,
talking
okay.
about.
I thought I heard someone say Meinl was there
Yeah.
helping people. Okay. I lost on. I thought you said something nice about him. I was all confused.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey,
Oh,
I talked to him for a bit. He seemed like a nice guy. I had no, right? He's
oh,
a good
that's what
guy,
it was. Okay, I did blank it. You did
Oh,
say it.
okay.
Yeah,
right?" But
yeah.
no,
Nice.
I had
Good
not
to hear.
mentioned him before in this conversation. So
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh,
that's
I
it.
should check it. Oh my God.
YouTube over there, phone right here,
I think
life over
you're.
there. I think
I
I heard something. And
I think he's. I
Oh,
think someone's trying to start whatever. So.
no, no,
Um,
no.
Anyways, so this last video here just shows that, we got the 100,000 icon that's been replaced for 100,000 resins, replaced the blueprint and or spin. In this one here, you got a chance for you got some dog food or dog collars or so. There's a limited chance at the peaches, and then uh, you know 3 for the firefly. So each of the wheels was different. I really liked how they did that. I thought it was really cool just the way it did. Overall, it was a really good event. The social was aspect of it. Everyone was like, good moods, talking. You know, I went to one of the restaurants with some people. There's other players, which you could tell because some of them had the t-shirts on, and or whatever reason, you say, "Hey, how's it going?" Asking people. It was a really positive event all the way around. So, Toronto one, I'm looking forward to. Um, all right, I'm turning all that stuff on and putting the cameras back on for general conversation here. So, um, yeah. So, I don't know if you guys have any specific questions in regards to the event at all. Showed a bunch of video on the spinning and all the cool stuff. I always like to be there. Um, yeah.
Yeah, it
Hey,
seems like it was a pretty cool event. I'm glad that you were able to get down there and try it out. It seems like they were testing a lot of options, and now that the Toronto event's being talked about regularly, I think they're doing it for 3 days now. So they've taken a lot of feedback from you guys and everything they've heard, and I think Toronto's going to be just wicked wild.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm looking
for sure.
forward to it.
Definitely. And having gone to like this first one, and I know Toronto's gonna be definitely close, for sure, I'm inclined to kind of keep going to them just because like Phoenix and Scottsdale was not a place on my bucket list that I had really had any intention to go to. But having gone
Hmm.
there, I really liked. Really glad we went. We explored the area. It was a nice area. So if they keep picking cool places, I would keep kind of continuing to go and explore them. So gives you
Absolutely.
it gives you a reason to go on a little mini vacation, and an opportunity to find some place that you wouldn't necessarily see otherwise. So
Yeah, it seems to be like it's a pretty common theme that's emerging in the game, like to travel and play, like to have the volcano quest in Hawaii, to have the Vegas monument, and now you got Scottsdale that just happened. I guess you can't go there anymore. It just closed yesterday, but to now have like these temporary pop-up quests come around. So
Yeah,
I would imagine Toronto would be the same, where you get a couple weeks after the event to collect some resources.
definitely an advantage for people living in Toronto to have those extra 2 weeks to just like scoop
well,
resources, right?
it's,
Like,
Riding the streetcar every day.
yeah.
right?
Yep.
Right on.
Okay. So I'm just seeing here
Okay.
in the notes that Haley's saying she also studied Scottsdale trivia. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. And then she also asked, have the May leaderboard rewards been paid out yet? And my, I don't believe they have. I haven't seen them, so I'm hoping I get some. So, well,
I guess Chanders was saying they get
Yeah.
paid out on the third of the month now. So yeah, if you're looking
Yeah.
for those leaderboard rewards, possibly expect them tomorrow.
okay.
Right on. So I guess we will try to do a buddy quest shout out. We're just having some more technical difficulties. We wanted to bring that back because Channers and the dev team was able to get us 10 single use codes. So for anyone who hasn't been on the show before, we have a buddy quest shout out. It's a hashtag on Twitter. I'll make sure I send out some posts after the show to send out the revised rules. We're just making it easy. You can submit and apply as many times as you want. You just got to have an active Cubieverse account, an active Twitter account, well X now, and use the hashtag and include a seesaw reward. So we've got 26 entries so far since we've done this. And the only time we're going to talk about it on the show is when we are going to give away loot codes. So if it's not on the show that night, we just don't have loot codes. But this is a great tool for everyone to use. You can just log into Twitter, X,
Keep submitting.
search.
Keep submitting.
Yeah,
Like it's active
yeah,
all
just
the
keep submitting
time.
because
Submissions
these are like
going.
solid people you
Yeah.
didn't have an issue with, or you were able to cooperate. You
Yeah.
want to recommend these buddies out to everyone else. So it's great. We've got a spreadsheet set up for tracking. We want to do a wheel spin on it, but we just don't have the wheel spin technicals sorted out yet. So we're kicking it old school tonight, and I think Magic Dragon has got some special tools here. But before we get started on that, atrocities, would you be able to just hop over to Discord Messenger and grab that screenshot I sent you of our spreadsheet? If you can just load it up on the screen whenever you're ready there. Bear with us, guys. We do have 2 loot codes to give out tonight. So they will be single-use codes. Yeah. You just go to our chat, atrocities. It's right there. I can
I'm looking in
pin
the
it again.
chat right now, and I don't see. Is this what you're talking here?
Yep, just the spreadsheet screenshot. Scroll up a bit there and bring it up.
Fortunately, that's as large as I
Well,
can make it.
can't really see it. I'm just on YouTube or YouTube
Okay,
delay right now.
so
Okay.
I'm seeing that we've got.
Okay,
If
that's
you want to
perfect.
report out, so in number
That's
one we
good.
got Piers and BR Reporter. Number two we got Cooley and Nelik.
Yeah.
Number three, Gaia and Debit Me. Number four, Crypto Cornupokia and IDFK. Five,
Hmm.
Lily. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
Lily.
this is
Lily.
our list. As you guys can see, we actually don't have that many entries. So I'm glad that we got a few people here watching tonight. So like Magic Dragon was saying, just post. For right now, we're gonna use dice. So we're just gonna, because we don't have a lot of entries, we're gonna go through 1 through, what is it, 23 we got on there. So today we're just gonna do 1 through 6, and when Magic Dragon rolls the dice, that's going to be the winner. And then next show, we're going to do item or line 7 through 12. And out of those 6 people, that'll be the next one. And hey, maybe if you guys like this setup, we can keep it going, or we can incorporate a wheel spin to get more people on. We just couldn't do the wheel spin tonight, unfortunately. So I
One in
guess
six.
whenever,
1 in 6
oh, sorry, go
chance
ahead.
is pretty good to me. So I think that,
Yeah.
1 in 6
Okay.
dice is pretty good. So,
Okay.
okay, so I'm just gonna close this down to get back onto your
Okay.
camera.
Oh,
And
yes. Okay.
So yeah,
I'll
just
wait
wait
till I
there.
see it. I'll wait till I see it so everyone else can see it.
right, and then full
I'll let
screen.
you know
And in
when I
fact,
see it
I'm
up
gonna
on screen.
bring it up full.
This will get a little bit more streamlined as we go, and hopefully this is something we can do on the regular. But again, no promises, and we've only got loot codes for
Okay.
this if it appears on the show that night.
Okay. So
Okay, that's good enough. So I
there we
think
go.
we're ready whenever, and you
Just want to make
can.
sure that, okay, I'm just checking to see on how far behind we are on YouTube
Okay,
compared to me doing it live. So,
sure
okay,
thing.
here we go. You guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready. We'll spin, and that
6.
is a 6. So the winner will be JKA92 and BR Porter. So I'll actually just take a quick screenshot here and send it over to Atrocities of their tweet.
I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of fun.
Yeah, once we get this kind of hammered out a bit, it'll be
Yeah.
good.
I want to go to Vegas now and shoot some dice.
So,
Should have gone combined in with Scottsdale.
Yes.
Shot the dice then.
so I'll just send you the URL. So here we go.
So these DS skin one, as we said, you gotta tweet it out. The buddy quest if you want to get submitted. It's not submitting it here. It's got to be a tweet at this point.
Yeah. And we explored a couple different options like Facebook, different entries. A lot of people don't want to show their face on Facebook. Twitter seems to be a little bit more geared towards gaming. So does Discord. It's a little bit more trickier to run contests on Discord. So we just settled on Twitter. And you know what? If you sign up for Twitter just to follow us, I'll take that as a compliment. But main Cubieverse, Titanium Toaster Corp, they also run a lot of their Twitter contests or contests through Twitter. So once the contest is posted, I will cross post into Facebook and Discord, but you will need a Twitter account to participate. So tonight I'll send a tweet out with all those rules and get that cross posted in social media on how you can participate. Thank you for everyone who has participated since we've launched the Buddy Quest shout out. And yeah, I really hope that we can get some more activity on this and create an awesome tool for the Cubieverse for finding some awesome buddies. And of course, every hunter out there is an awesome buddy, but some stand out above the rest. We want to give a shout out to them.
Not all buddy quests are equal.
And for the record, there, the DS skin, if you submit that one for yourself and us, that's great. And we will at some point combine that with one that either Magic Dragon or Lionheart does, and match up uh, the winners that way. Because I don't think we want to win this ourselves. So how to say, not a disadvantage to do it with us, and likewise not an advantage to do it with us either.
Right.
Although I guess the advantage of doing it with us is typically we'll do it quick. So
That's true.
all right. So
Okay, yes.
congratulations to the winner. Who was that again? What was her name? I can't remember.
So that was number 6 there. I might have sent the so yeah, that was JKA92 and BR Porter. So I'll reply to their tweet tonight that they won, and I'll contact them down and get their single use loot codes.
All right.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, it's getting over an hour at this point. So unless anybody has anything else to say, we should probably look at wrapping her up.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add tonight.
Okay.
No, I think I'm good. Thanks, guys. That was a good show.
All right. Another good show.
Okay,
Thanks a lot. See
see you next week.
Next week. Thanks, everybody. And
Hunter
as I
Lodge
said,
next week, right?
pardon?
What? Yeah, next week is Hunter's Lodge. So
Yeah,
be
we always
sure.
talk about what the next show's going to be. It's Hunter Lodge next week. So
Yes.
Yeah,
very good. That's always a good show.
it's always a
Invite your
fantastic.
friends. Invite your friends. Come watch our podcast.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, I guess
and be sure to watch Hunter's Lodge live, because there's always some sort of little contest, and you have an opportunity to ask Illusion Weaver and Cuckoo Puffs questions about Hunter's Lodge live on the air. It's a pretty cool opportunity to get your voice heard.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Well, as we say, please like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that fun stuff, and comment below. Always helps the stuff out. So we appreciate it. And otherwise, that's it for Into the Cubieverse. We will see you all next week or so. Thanks.
See you.
Thanks for joining us.